Hey guys, what's up? Cinema11 here. Welcome to part 2 of the Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem going mobile discussion. It's also based on a Gamexplain discussion, so yeah, it's kind of a rant as well. So just welcome to part 2. I don't really have a really good intro for this. I just wanted to record an intro because I'm going to have to split this video in half because it's too long. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. Peace. To pay after losing those 5 lives is a business model, and it's a very successful one at that, and Nintendo has even adopted this model and used it in Pokemon Shuffle. So like, what exactly are you complaining about? I don't always like games going about things this way, you know, going about the 5 lives or whatever, but it's a good way to keep the money going for the company, and I don't think you should be criticizing this model when you like Splatoon. This is kind of talking about Gamexplain, but like when you like Splatoon, a game that uses or a game that had locked content on the disc that was released over time, but this content was already in the game. So Nintendo practically released a game that was finished and they locked the content on it. So in a way the game was unfinished and they were adding things onto it that were already there. That's weird. So the business model of allowing a player to use 5 lives has been successful because more and more companies that didn't do it are doing it now, and I think that's a pretty good way of like determining that this business model works. Angry Birds was originally 99 cents. They left it for a while, or they left it in other Angry Birds games up for a while for free for a long time, and those games had ads and they were in places that you might accidentally click on them. But then Angry Birds 2 came out and they provide you with 5 lives, and you use up those 5 lives, and if you pay, you get to continue in the game. Plants vs. Zombies was originally $3 or $4 on the App Store, I think, and Plants vs. Zombies 2 is out, and they have some plants that can be bought with real life money. You can also buy the game's currency with money. I don't know. I mean, the game can still be played completely without buying anything, and they give you more than enough plants to play the game, and you get to carry over all the plants from different worlds, and this game is longer than the original, mind you, so you have a whole arsenal of plants. You don't really need these other plants. Now, it would be nice if they gave you a way to get these plants, but they don't. I mean, some of them are free sometimes, but that's like rare, so you have to pay to get those if you actually want them. And I don't understand the pay-to-win hate. If the game doesn't need you to buy an item that is the only way of progression, then it's fine, you know. If the game just doesn't have that, it doesn't have that. But usually when a game has a way where you can pay to progress faster, you can also play the game on its own without even doing that. And no one is forcing you to pay. Because in the Gamexplain discussion, they made it seem like they're forcing you to pay, and I've seen comments like this saying that like they force you to pay. They don't. If you pay, that's on you. Have better willpower. You don't need everything in the game unless you actually want it. Then you have to pay for it. Where's the problem there? I understand people want like one purchase to get like everything in the game, but they don't really do that for some mobile games. And I don't really have anything else to say on that because I don't pay for that stuff. I don't have the money for it, and I don't really think I want to spend money on that. Number 4, mobile gaming sucks. This point will be similar to point 3, and it seems like people are either influenced by other opinions or play one mobile game and then they decide that they hate all of them. There are plenty of games that have been designed from the ground up for mobile, and they're fantastic. I've already listed some games that I've played on my iPod, and I like those. Some of them have smaller experiences, but that doesn't mean that they're bad in any way. When I first got my iPod, I believe I downloaded Angry Birds free and Fruit Ninja free. I enjoyed those games, and they were part of my gaming family in a way. You know, I looked to finish those games, and I often played them in car rides like I did with my Nintendo DS. But as I've gotten older and start to use my iPod for mostly social media, I've been playing games less, and plus I have so many games at the moment on my iPod that it's hard to keep up with all of them. And this kind of leads into my next point. Number 5, mobile games are free. This doesn't even affect their quality usually. A lot of people a lot of games are free and offer a good experience, and there are more deals on the App Store too. Sometimes developers lower their prices for holidays, or they just lower them at random. And I think people have a problem with the fact that there are so many mobile games and some of them aren't good. But hey, some games on the eShop aren't good and they're still put out there. And some people look at them and other people don't. I think the games being free makes it easier to find a lot of them, and it's a good way to see what you like. If you want to spend money, you can do that to get rid of some of the advertisements, and some games don't even have advertisements and they're still free. There's a lot of diversity on the App Store, and I think you just have to look around before making an opinion. You can find, they have categories for the games. Like, it's like people never go to the App Store. They have categories, they have RPGs, they have like, I don't know, like thinking, like puzzle games. They have a lot of stuff, so just look around. Go to like Touch Arcade or something. Number 6, you like mobile games. What? I'm putting words in your mouth now? Not really. This point only applies to a few people. There have been many instances of mobile games being brought over to the Nintendo 3DS. And what does that make them? Handheld games? Mobile games? There's no difference. Gunman Clive was a mobile game that came to the 3DS and it saw success on there. I would hope that no one out there would say something like, oh, I can't play this because it was originally a mobile game. Most sales of this game came from the 3DS. 80% of its sales came from the Nintendo 3DS, and it even received a sequel on the 3DS. So I don't think mobile games are the problem, it's the gamers. Some gamers just need to accept them because they're missing out on good experiences. And I didn't like playing Gunman Clive on my iPod, and I feel like the 3DS version would feel better to me. So maybe it's the platform that they're put on. Maybe it's the fact that the games are on like mobile devices. Maybe you would enjoy them more if they were on your 3DS because you feel like they would have better controls and stuff. Because Gunman Clive is a mobile game and people liked it on 3DS. So I don't think people hate mobile games per se. I think they hate the platform that they're on and the purchases that come along with that. Number 7. My final point. My final point doesn't really have a name because I just wanted to talk about a few things which cover mobile gaming in general and some things from the discussion that I noticed. So, it seems like a lot of fans of consoles and handhelds view mobile gaming as inferior in some way. In the Gamexplain video that I watched, they talked about Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem and how they could work on mobile, but it almost seemed like some of the members of the discussion wanted the games to be lesser in quality to fit mobile gaming more. So that's looking down on mobile gaming already because you're talking about removing features for some reason. And again, these aren't direct quotes, but this is kind of like what they were saying. Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem would be cool, but we would have to take out this thing so it doesn't overshadow the main game. What? So you're automatically assuming the mobile version of a game couldn't be a game on its own and that it has to be an assistant to the main game on the console or the handheld. And I don't get that. Because Animal Crossing would be great on mobile, but that would be with the full game, not part of it. I don't want an inferior version of the game. That happened with Miitomo, and we all know how that went. Because Miitomo is a small part of Tamagotchi life, and it sounds like you want the experiences on mobile to be bad for some reason. And I don't think they noticed this. I left a comment on the video too, because that's exactly what it sounded like. Watch their discussion. It's like 40 minutes, but again, it's a good discussion. I like watching Gamexplain. If you're busy like cleaning up the house or something, doing some homework, and that doesn't take like thinking or whatever, listen to it. Just listen to it, and you'll hear their thoughts. What's wrong with having a unique experience on mobile? Let's be honest, it's a Nintendo game. People are going to download these games anyway, but I think they deserve good experiences on mobile. And if you're worried about them like releasing them at the same time and people buying the mobile version but not buying the other version or vice versa, release the games at different times if you're so concerned about people only getting one game. And it's not even taking away from the main game. They should be different games. They should be unique experiences. I think Animal Crossing on mobile should be completely different from Animal Crossing on like Wii U or NX or 3DS. Or it seemed like they were like leading into something like this. I think someone mentioned something similar to this, and it's like, hey, let's take Mario and put him in a free running game. Why does that have to be done? Because again, it's putting mobile games down. It's like, hey, we don't have to go above what mobile games do, because Nintendo can easily do that. They can easily go above what mobile gaming does. So why does it have to be a free running game? They can put Mario on iPhone or Android and it would work well. A Mario game on its own would print money on a mobile device. Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft can dominate this market if they know what they're doing, and their games don't even have to be free or anything. People like platforms on mobile devices. There was a Leprechaun platformer or whatever that was like #1 in the App Store because it was similar to, I guess it was kind of similar to Mario in a way. So people want Mario. You wouldn't have to change that much, and people are already playing Mario ROMs on their phones. So clearly there's a market for it. People want old games on Android and iOS. People want this. So in the Gamexplain discussion, they're just like, oh, it just kind of seemed like, oh, people don't want this. They got to remove this because for some reason the mobile gaming market or the mobile gaming fans are below the console and handheld fans. That's how it seemed to me. Why can't there be a game that has a unique experience on mobile, on consoles, and handhelds? You know, the games can be connected, but I think mobile deserves a full game. I don't want a cheap experience. And they seem very biased towards handhelds and consoles. And honestly, I don't get it. It seemed like there was something wrong with them. You're acting like they have to ruin the experience of a game or downgrade it in some way for it to be on mobile devices. And I think that kind of ends the rant/discussion on the news and Gamexplain. It would be cool if you guys could like send this video to them. I'd love to discuss this with them because I think I put up a pretty good argument. I'm probably going to have to split this in half because I think this is pretty long. It's probably like over 20 minutes. Yeah. Anyways, that's it from me. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Sermo11. See you next time, and peace out.